and then pass it into the United Nations under the European Union. That's your new jurisprudence. Anyone seen the documents for it? Well, are you prepared to hand your children to that?
No.
That's what it's called, the security of the Commonwealth. We don't have to go to war. We only have to walk into the courtroom. One judge said, Mr. Shorty, are you going to start a revolution? I said, exactly. The exact same one as the 1688 Bill of Rights. That's called in England the Glorious Revolution because they got rid of a king on a jury trial without a shot being fired. And this is going to replicate that. The transcript of the trial of the 7 bishops is here in a desk of an Assembly of God preacher who will not give it out. Go and get it off him and print 100 copies, because that's the best piece of law you're ever going to read. Why is it sitting in his drawer? Because I handed it to him to copy and give out. Because I said that's the whole transcript of the trial of the 7 bishops in the 1688 Bill of Rights issue. Done like it was done yesterday, and far better than the internet will have it. And he's gone and put it in his drawer and hid it from everybody. Why? Why? Beg your pardon?
He's spiritually dead.
They're hiding something.
Well, isn't that concealing evidence?
Yeah, concealment.
Isn't the fact that they're saying, look, we assume and take for granted that we are legally running churches in Western Australia, irrespective of the Crown being gone? How can you get a blessing in that church? And that's why the people are driving to church sick and going home sick.
Yeah.
How can you get a blessing in that church with that type of conduct? That's rubbish. And God is revealing it as rubbish.
Yes, yes.
This is what Nugget Coombs said. Now, Nugget Coombs was the governor of the Reserve Bank, so I assume he had a lot of background to make this statement. Coombs' entire career in Australia was in service to this London-centred secret society. In his own words from his autobiography, he wrote a book called Trial Balance. He states, those who practice, in a bracket, central banking, often felt themselves to be members of a secret international Freemasonry, a kind of mystery in the medieval sense of a group who possess some exclusive knowledge or skill, and indeed there has always been. Now, he's actually saying in that book that this is a secret international Masonic cabal. So we're not too far wrong when we look at Freemasonry. But the problem is, should it be in the church?
No.
There's Freemasonry. We'll deal with some quotes. 2, 4, 6, 7. We'll deal with the Masonic lodges, Judge, Queen, Governor General, West Australian Parliament, Government House, Europe. Let's tick the slide. This is what they say. We shall create and multiply what they call free Masonic lodges in all the countries. Anyone who joins a Masonic lodge is not free, either financially or spiritually. They join the occult. The certificate says teaching occult science. If you're teaching occult science, you graduate as an occultist. That's the occult. Absorb into them all who may become or are prominent in public activity, for in these lodges we shall find our principal intelligence office and means of influence. Now, there is a quote in here that we haven't put up there, but I love the quote in relation to that second one. It says, these tigers in appearance have the souls of sheep, and the wind blows freely through their heads. I'll re-quote it. These tigers in appearance have the souls of sheep, and the wind blows freely through their heads. They're saying that's how easy we can lead them along. All these lodges we shall bring under one central administration, and known to us alone and to all others absolutely unknown, which will be composed representatives who will serve to screen the above. mentioned administration of Freemasonry, and from whom will issue the watchword and program. In these lodges we will bind together the knot which binds together all revolutionary and liberal elements. Their composition will be made up of all strata of society. The most secret political plots will be known to us and will fall under our guiding hands on the very day of their conception, which means it all must be concealed. Judges and senators, this is what they say about them. In the most important and fundamental affairs and questions, judges decide as we dictate to them. Well, what's the point of having a court hearing? Even senators and the higher administration accept our counsels. Keep going. The head of the realm is also the head of the Order of Knights of St. John of Jerusalem, a very high-ranked Catholic order of Freemasonry. But she's the head of the Church of England. There could be something wrong with the Protestant movement here. Maybe it's not Protestant, maybe it's Catholic. And maybe where all the Protestants, and that includes the Assemblies of God whackers, are in actual fact de facto Catholics. Shouldn't they be telling that to the people? He's not now the Governor-General, but he passed the mantle to the other Governor-General. This one was charged for being a Freemason. Would he have had the capacity to pass the mantle to the new Governor-General?
No.
Would he have had the capacity to swear in all the politicians?
No.
You're the jury. And that's their own Masonic article. That's the West Australian Parliament in 1981 or 83, thereabouts. In the front row there, you see Margaret Court's father-in-law, Charles Court, father of Barry. And that says everyone in that picture is a Freemason. That's a Masonic picture. There's your government house in St George's Terrace. Compass and set square as the foundation stone. Clearly that's saying your government house is a Masonic temple. That's who's going to pass your kids to the other jurisprudence. Are you going to put up your hand? Clearly you are. That's why you're here. But that's why we're in the courtrooms. And that's why Curly will curl a lot before he comes out and understands.
I'll go straight.
Europe and money. There remains a small space to cross, and the whole long path where it's trodden is ready now to close its cycle of the symbolic snake. They call the new currency the snake. It's on their documents, by which we symbolise when this ring closes, all the states of Europe will be locked in its vice as in a powerful vice. That's where they want our jurisprudence to go. Are you going to go to this trap or what?
No.
Because that's the job of the watchman. The job of the watchman is to say, don't go around the corner, there's a big truck coming. I'll go around there anyway. Well, the watchman's hands are clean. I've told pulpits in this town and in this city and in Australia, declare this, or you'll be charged for treason. Should they be charged for treason?
Yes.
You're the jury.
Yes.
Now, the tarot card is here for a reason. We have the Empress, the High Priestess, something said about the Holy Ghost, Justice, picture of the Supreme Court in Victoria, and the Tower. Now, that's very important. There's your Empress. If you understood how to follow this tarot card, don't, because it's occultic, but the whole of the Masonic Lodge functions on this tarot card. They make it work in the spirit. So the Empress is a big player, but this is the big one, this one, the High Priestess. Looks what's sitting high the side of her. B and a J. What's that? It's the two pillars of Solomon's temple, Boaz and Jachin, male and female. And on her lap, rolled up, is sitting the Torah.
Oh, yeah.
So she's saying, I've got the whole deal. It's called the High Priestess. But look at what it says in the tarot card relative to her. And I'll only read the first few. But the High Priestess also represents what the Christians call the Holy Ghost. Next slide, mate. You getting the drift? There's this